Nicholas, right? Canning, right? Fight!
Guys, Weisgram in all black, in the blue. His opponent, Nick Maximov, which if you know anything about Submission Underground, if you've ever watched, if you haven't been living under a rock somewhere, you know exactly who this guy is. I have great news to share with you. Maximov, Clackamas community wrestler, longtime veteran of SUG, training partner of Nate Diaz, signed. He is signed and sealed in the UFC. Most guys, when they get to that point, say, hey, Submission Underground, thanks for everything. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Maximov says, no. We had a deal, and I will be there on Sunday. It speaks to this young man's character. He could have as many as 3 battles today. And believe me, once you get that contract with those 3 little letters, UFC next to it, everybody wants to beat you just a little bit more. And if they got to hurt you to do it, they justify it a little bit easier. Maximov knows this. Maximov showed up anyway. There he goes. Maximov faked a shot to the right leg, then he fired a shot to the left. A little bit of a rope-a-dope. He did one fake at one speed, and then he fired his attack at another speed. Maximov on top. Tanner Weisgram on bottom. Weisgram looking for wrist control. Weisgram coming to an underhook. Weisgram to the overhook. He'd like to have an underhook with his left arm. Weisgram bucked. He bucked Maximov off there. You might think Maximov had a successful pass. That was actually Weisgram bucked him. And stood up to his feet. Collar tie for each athlete. Guys, I would never complain to you about the heat. It's just not in my nature. I was sharing that story a moment ago just from a technology standpoint that things can happen when you're dealing with record temperatures. Setting that aside, imagine being these athletes. Imagine if you had to, wherever you are right now, right? The whole nation's very warm right now. Wherever you are, how'd you like to go outside? Okay, great. Well, imagine that you then had to go into combat in a tournament, which means you could have to go into it multiple times. These athletes with their mental toughness, it's not a thing. I've got to tell you, in this building where we're at, we brought in an air conditioning unit that we did not know we needed. Starts making news. All right, Maximov looking to get on top here. We bought an air conditioning unit that is so large it arrived on a semi-truck. And we thought, well, if you guys unload this, how many people are we going to need to move it? They go, no, we're not unloading it. They unhooked the whole trailer of a semi-truck. So we're doing the best that we can here, but we're taking on Mother Nature, and Mother Nature's 120. Maximov with a cradle. Maximov spins behind. Back in his collegiate wrestling days, that would be points. Here at Submission Underground, it's just a change of position. And Tanner Weisgram has come out with a... Tanner Weisgram is game, guys. This guy's here to win. That contract apparently didn't intimidate Weisgram. Now Maximov coming with a guillotine. Weisgram hitting a roll. You guys notice Weisgram was just on his feet a moment ago, and then he goes to his back. That is your last resort defense. I was shown that defense by Gary Tonin, who told me this is your last resort. If it's tight, you have nowhere to go. Hit a roll. You're going to sacrifice position, but you're going to save your neck. Weisgram wise there. Now Maximov looking to get that heel. Weisgram going to the problem. See how Weisgram took both his arms and attacked the hands? The hands were the problem. The hands was what was looking to secure and stretch his ankle. He went to the problem. I would tell you, things really do change. I was talking about Maximov and the mere fact that he showed up, demanded to show up, knowing what's on the line, knowing that everybody wants to beat him. Now a little bit more. And it does change things. How much are you going to let it? If you have a dream of doing well in Submission Underground, you have a dream of coming to the UFC, do you let one cross out the other? For Maximov, the answer was no. Maximov's got 20 seconds left. He's thinking finish here. He's moving with a little bit of an urgency. I believe Weisgram is very good in this position. He's turtled up if he needs to be, but he's very wise in this position. We're going to see overtime. I will tell you if I can personalize this, but I remember getting that call, finding out that you're in and your dreams come true. And I had seen many guys around me. Some guys I looked up to, but I didn't always copy them. I looked up to them, but sometimes I learned what not to do, right? You got to be able to observe that stuff too. And you don't want those things to change you. You start changing. You're getting a result that you like. You change something, you're going to start getting a different result. All right, Maximov got the choice. He has deferred. Maximov won the toss. He deferred to Weisgram, which means Maximov will get to see what he's up against. What he's up against time-wise, or if he's up against a submission before the ball comes into his court. Weisgram on the back. Maximov looking for hand control. They both want Weisgram's hand right now. Weisgram on top. They both want Weisgram's hand. Weisgram wants to take one of his hands and lock his other hand. Maximov wants to get a hold of these wrists and fingers and get control. It's all about hand control right here. It is not about the throat or the neck. That will take care of itself. If Weisgram can get his own hands together, he can start to look for the finish. If Maximov can interfere with that, and now Maximov's trying to change the position. Look how he's pushing the knees down. Maximov has to become what's known as free. He can do that by popping out, like he's looking to do. Right there, you see it. He can also do it by essentially pinning himself. If both of his shoulders and his back gets to the mat, now that's not what the rule says, guys. I'm giving you a colloquialism here. But if he can drive his shoulders and back to the mat, that will essentially free him. Maximov's choice. He does not have to go to the arm. He is elected to go to the arm. You talk about telegraphing. When you tell a guy I'm going for your arm and the referee starts you in that position, right, I mean, the setups are kind of out at that point. The guessing and the lure is kind of gone. It is telegraph. Oh, Maximov might have this. Look how tight his knees are. His knees become very tight. He's just going to have to pry that hand. Oh, look at that. Weisgram finds a way out. Was talking about submission underground. Covering the Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards fight. My partner, Gilbert Melendez, said, I really like... Nate tells me, I really like submission underground, but what's with this overtime? I got to give a guy a position? He said, man, that guy's got to get it on his own. I'm not giving him a position. I'm not giving him anything. Yeah, the unified rules. Unified rules. You got 5 minutes to do it your way, Gilbert. But if you don't, you're going to defer to the rule set. Right now, Tanner is ahead. I'm being told by close to 22 seconds.
You both ready? Yeah. Go!
We suspect that Maximov just helped to level that playing field a little bit. So Maximov's got 2 games to do here, right? You're always looking for the finish, but you're also looking to stay on top as much time as you can be on top. Ultimately, down the road, it can pay off. You guys have seen leg kicks in MMA. You probably haven't seen one leg kick in one fight, but you've probably seen 20 leg kicks in the fight, right? You're putting things away. You're storing for later. Maximov's on real tight here. This is interesting. If Tanner couldn't shake him before, more difficult position, but Tanner succeeds the second time. It's always interesting the way guys prepare. I'll never quit being interested in the strategy. I'm fascinated by it. If I'm out there, I'm taking a guy's back. Every time. Every single time. Because I feel that my 2 options level themselves out. Now, of course, I'm speaking from my own skills. But I feel as though, okay, if I can't submit the guy, I'm also going to be able to hold on longer. When you go for an arm, which is just a small part of his body, less to control, less to cling on to. But we're seeing more and more of the top guys choosing this armbar position, which is where the EBI and the unified rules really are owed a lot of credit in this sport. They're making this sport better because they're emphasizing your most common positions. Positions that people quit adapting to and learning and revolutionizing 10 years ago, they're now forced to revisit. They're forced to get more creative. Maximov, there's this opportunity. Maximov needs to get this elbow out. His arm is in very deep. Guys, and don't forget when you're in a tournament, right? Think about track and field. You've seen that on television, beat the NCAAs. All right, Maximov's out. be it the NCAAs, be it the Olympic trials or the Olympic Games, some of these big track events that make network television. You'll often see the runner out in front slow down towards the end, even though they don't have to. They don't want to put out any more than they have to. They want to save it for later. And when you talk about a tournament, strategically speaking, whoever can get in and out of there the quickest has a meaningful advantage. You look at what Kyle Bain did by example. Kyle Bain warmed up harder than his quarterfinal competition. That can help out. Boy, this Tanner Weisgram came to play. All right, I don't know that I have a gut reaction. Would anybody like to take a guess here? This is close, and I think that Weisgram, I think he got the advantage here. Just reading body language of Maximov, I don't think that Maximov disagrees. This, of course, is not official. Again, Maximov, next time you see him, it's going to be on ESPN, fighting in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. But for tonight, Kevin Keeney, please tell me who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, due to escaping in the least amount of total time in the overtime rounds, out of the blue corner, Tanner Weisgram.
That is a tremendous win. And look at Weisgram, guys. Look at that smile.